Right now, today, I'd like to discuss, if possible, in details about the infinity in accordance with the syllabus prescribed for the second unit. First of all, look at the blackboard. All of you are requested to please follow me with rapt attention because this is grammar. But I promise I will move forward slowly but steadily. Look at the first example. He loves India. Look, this verb loves agrees in number and percent with the subject. The subject is third person singular number, and according to the number and percent of the subject, this verb has been used. Or you may say the verb is limited by the number and percent of the subject. This is known as a finite verb. A finite verb is one that is limited by number and percent of the subject and changes its forms according to tenses. Now, my dear students, please look at the second sentence. Of course, love here, finite verb, agrees in number and percent with the subject, but look, to sing. To sing, it merely denotes the action, or it merely names the action denoted by the verb sing without mentioning any subject. Or in other words, it is not limited by number and percent of the subject. If we say he to sing, we don't make any sense. So, this is known as the verb infinite or simply the infinitive. So, the definition of an infinitive I am giving you. An infinitive is a form of the verb not limited by number and percent of the subject, used with to or without to. If you open your grammar book, you will find the definition. Or another definition that is given in your grammar book, infinitive is the base of the verb preceded by to. Now, the fact is that there are actually the word to is frequently used with the infinitive, but this is not an essential part or sign of it. After the active voice of some verbs, we use infinitive without to. I am giving an example. Look. We saw him do this. Look, actually we should say yes to do, but to here not expressed but understood. Active voice of the verb, infinitive without to. I saw him do this. I saw him do this. But when this verb is used in the passive voice, then we have to use to sign. Look, I am changing the voice, turning it into passive form. Then he was seen to do at the time use to do this by he saw me do this. He was seen to do this by me. He saw me do this. He was seen to do this by me. When this verb is used in the passive voice, at the time we use the to sign or the word to. Now, about the infinitive and its kinds. According to the best grammarians, infinitives are of three different kinds. Number one, of course, I am writing on the blackboard one by one. Number one, simple infinitive. Number one, simple infinitive. This is also known as noun infinitive. Number two, gerundial infinitive. Gerundial infinitive. This is also known as qualifying infinitive. Qualifying infinitive, gerundial infinitive. And number three, split infinitive. Split infinitive. Number three, split infinitive. Now, within this limited span, show infinitives are of three different kinds. Number one, simple infinitive. Look at the blackboard, please. Number two, gerundial infinitive. And number three, split infinitive. So first of all, I would like to show you how simple infinitives are used. About the uses of the simple infinitives. One by one, please follow me with your attention. Simple infinitive and their uses. Simple infinitive. First of all, it is used as subject of a verb. I am giving an example, it will be clear to you. To swim is a good exercise. Look, simple infinitive like a noun, it is used here as the subject of the verb is. To swim is a good exercise. So this is how simple infinitive look. First use, subject of a verb or subject to a verb. Second use, object of a verb. Object of a verb. I am giving an example. Look at the blackboard, please. Birds love. Love what? You know, in order to find out an object, we have to ask the verb question with the two WH words, what or whom. So birds love what? To sing. To sing. To sing, the infinitive, it is used as object to the verb. Object to the verb. So simple infinitive, I repeat, first of all, it is used as subject of a verb. Number two, it is used as object of a verb. And then number three, it is used as object of a preposition. Object of a preposition. And in the example, it will be of your greater. Look, he is about what? To die. Look, infinitive to die, it is used as object of the preposition about us. The preposition question with the WH word what? He is about what? To die. So, object of a preposition, infinitive, single infinitive or noun infinitive can be used this way. And number four, or this is the last one, you know, as an objective complement. As an objective complement, if I give an example, it will be clear to you. So please look at the blackboard and give me an example. He made me laugh. Look, actually, to sign here the word to understood, not expressed. Understood, not expressed. So, he made me laugh. If we say he made me, as if the sense is not clear, so with the help of the infinitive laugh or to laugh, we have completed the sense, and that's why this is what is called complement. Complement is a word or words that completes the sense, and it refers to the object. That's why this is me. That's why this is an objective complement. Objective complement. So, my dear students, you can see simple infinitive or noun infinitive can be used in 4 ways. Number 1, as subject of a verb. Number 2, as object of a verb. Number 3, as object of a preposition. And number 4, as an objective complement. As an objective complement. I hope you have understood. And right now, second type of infinitive, that is known as, gerundial infinitive. Gerundial infinitive. Gerundial infinitive. Gerundial infinitive is used to express purpose, cause, condition, or reason. And I am showing you about the uses of the gerundial infinitive, how gerundial infinitives are used. First of all, number 1, a gerundial infinitive is used to qualify a verb. First one, to qualify a verb. It will be better if I give an example. So, giving an example, look, we eat to live. Look at the infinitive, to live. Infinitive here does the function of an adverb. For what purpose? For living. For living. Here does the function of an adverb qualifying the verb eat. So this is gerundial infinitive, first used to qualify a verb. To qualify a verb. Second use, I am showing you. Please look at the whiteboard. This is grammar. And that's why it follows with Gerard Atkinson. Number 2, to qualify an adjective. To qualify an adjective. I am giving an example. Look, he is anxious to learn. Look at the infinitive to learn. Here also, or here too, the infinitive does the function of an adverb, qualifying the adjective anxious. This is another type of gerundial infinitive. It is used to qualify an adjective. Here, the infinitive to learn qualifying the adjective anxious. Next, number 3, about the uses of the gerundial infinitive, I am just telling you. Number 3, to qualify a noun. A gerundial infinitive is used to qualify a noun Let us give an example. Look, I have a house to let. Look at the infinitive. To let. I have a house to let. To let this infinitive or the gerundial infinitive. Here, qualifying the noun house. Qualifying the noun house. This is also known as gerundial infinitive. Gerundial infinitive. And of course, the last one I am showing you. Please look at the blackboard. Number 4. To qualify a sentence. A gerundial infinitive is also used to qualify a sentence. I am giving an example like to be brief, comma, I am doing. The infinitive to be brief. Okay, look, qualifying the whole sentence. This is how we can make so many sentences. Okay, he was petrified, comma, so to say, I was puzzled, I was bewildered, so to say. This is how. Okay, this type of infinitive qualifying the whole sentence, and this type of use of an infinitive is known as absolute use of the infinitive, or you can say infinitive here used parenthetically. So I hope you have learned about simple infinitive or the noun infinitive and the gerundial infinitive and about their uses. And right now the last one, I told you earlier, infinitives are of 3 different kinds. The last one, of course, the split infinitive I am showing on the blackboard. Of course, this is not so essential for the student of class 7. When you will be in higher classes, you will learn more about this. But I am giving an example. Only one. That is what is called the split infinitive. First of all, giving you the definition, the split infinitive is the name given to an infinitive form in which the word to is separated by and word between. I think it would be better if I give an example to help you understand. Give an example. Look, you are requested to kindly help me. Look at the example written on the blackboard. You are requested to kindly help me. Look, generally we should use to just before the base form of before help. But look, we have used to before kindly. Actually, there is a word between to and help. This is known as split infinitive. Of course, according to the good grammarians, it's better to write you are requested to help me kindly. So once again I would like to repeat, infinitive is the form of the verb not limited by number and person of the subject, used with to or without to. And infinitives are of 3 different. This is one type of infinitive, non-finite verb. And infinitives are three different types. Number one, simple infinitive or noun infinitive. Number two, gerundial or qualifying infinitive. And number three, split infinitive. And one by one, I tried my level best to show you about their uses. And I hope this will help you understand the infinitive. No more today. Today after this, stay home, stay safe.